Hey there, boys and girls. Today I'm going to be doing the Lightning Tyrant, the Tyrant Unleashed. This is kind of getting to be a bad anime, I think. We need to use no items, evoke Carbuncle, use no more than 10 limit bursts. I saw a pretty nice Fryevia set right here, so we'll be taking it. Thank you, Galaxy, for the friend unit. I beat this team with Charlotte earlier in the day. I felt like it was a little bit easier with her, but she counters like 1,000 million times, and it's just really annoying to watch. So I came up with this team. We're using a limited unit Chow. I really like Chow, and I think he fits nicely into this team. I didn't really take a lot of time with my gear with this, so I just kind of threw some stuff on. Chow could be scaled back quite a bit. You'll see when we get to the third boss, like he doesn't really take that much damage. So going this extreme on the gear is really not necessary. Lid's going to be our breaker. She's got the Necro Dagger on. It's got Fire and Dark. Lion Saber's got Wind and Earth, so she can seal elements. She's probably the weakest unit on our team. She'll have a little bit of trouble on the second boss. Ignis is going to be our Passive Provoke Evade tank. In order to get this, I had to use Sea Dragon and his own STMR. The reason being is I want to be able to double cast his abilities, so I needed that. Lunafreya is going to be our sealer on the third boss. She's here for magic mitigation. I put a concealing cloth on her. Sinzar gave me that tip, like you can hide one unit so you don't take the mana drain on the first boss. I'm going to hide Lunafreya because I feel like it makes it a little bit easier to settle into the second boss. She's got the Arc Arcana staff on, so she's got some elemental coverage. She's got dual cast on, so she can double cast if she needs to. Basically, the idea is if Lid can't seal the sigils on the third boss, Lunafreya will. If Lid can seal, then Lunafreya is going to buff our magic mitigation, so forth and so on. This is my Aurora Fryevia. I went with a little bit of resist on mine. You could probably get away without resist. I just feel a little safer with it. She's got some Demon Killer on, lots of attack, lots of magic. Galaxy is pretty balanced, 2300 on both. He's got one form of Demon Killer on. He's got a little bit of Dark Resist. He doesn't have any Fire Resist. I think we'll be just fine. And as always with this boss, there's a lot of RNG to killing stance and how it attacks you and stuff like that. I apologize. I did not design this thing. I'm just merely the player against it. You're going to get every 3 turns on the first and second boss. He's going to have the option of buffing his attack and magic. When he does it, what he does after it, just random, guys. So what we're going to do with our units is just cover with Chow. We're going to break with Lid. Ignis is going to start cooking. We're going to get Lunafreya to open up with let's see, her magic mitigation and just a regen, and then we're going to power up our Aurora Fryevias. Bump 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 bump. Okay, now the reason I didn't open up with like her big cooldown to buff our stats and whatnot, I want to save that for when we transition, when we kill this boss and we're going to take the mana drain. The higher your stats are on your tank, kind of eliminates a little bit of the drain. And I even thought about MP pot and Chow for this, but I didn't go quite that far. I think we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and imbue, imperil, and all that good stuff. Go ahead and send this off. Good damage. We're going to get Chow to heal. We're going to be using like Chow's kit as good as we can too on this. He kind of makes the clear with this team. But like I said, you know, Charlotte works just fine. Cecil is even better on this fight. Let's get mitigation and resist. We'll just repeat with Lunafreya. Nothing too dangerous so far. Let's go ahead and break that defense and spirit. I'm just going to double cast right here because I don't want to transition too early, because we might push that 1% right here, because Galaxy's Fryevia is really strong. Perfect, that's where we want to be. On this turn, we're going to get her stat cooldown and strong mitigation And I guess just a region will be fine. No big deal there. We'll recover with Chow. Actually, no, Chow's good. We're going to heal with Chow. And then with Ignis, I want to do an LB fill, which is not completely necessary. And I want to get this big stat buff. So we've got 50% general mitigation, 50% magic mitigation. We've got 200% all stat buff. Chow's going to heal. Now we're going to see the turn 3 nastiness right here. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't do his killing stance and just annihilate our whole team. I've been pretty lucky with that today. I did this fight a few times a couple hours ago, and I had some really bad luck right there. Had a lot of killing stances. Okay, Chow's going to heal us up. We're going to jump down here and use Hide. And then our Aurora Fryevia are just going to triple cast. That way we push that 1%. That was close. Probably should have did a... Probably got... Yeah, he's got a defense and spirit buff. I should have took that off with Lid. Would have been a little bit more safer, but it's okay. Now, since Chow's got all these buffs, he's got a ton of stats. He's going to wind up, hopefully, with a little bit of mana so he can cover turn 1. And of course, Lena Freya is going to come back with all of her MP because she was hiding. Alright, let's start off with... what am I doing? Magic mitigation and a region. We'll go ahead and... What do we do with Chow? Let's do a cover, and we want to do Guardian's Blessing. That way we don't get the stat break. I want to limit burst with Lid. Remember, she's got all those elements on, so she's going to self-seal this boss. And then these guys right here, they're just going to chill out. Now this turn 1 could be a little nasty, but we should be fine. We've got the break protection, we've got the magic mitigation, a big buff. We've got a Lid's big 79% break. Now we're going to get a little cute right here. I'm going to imbue myself with water. That way we're hitting with 2 elements with our Fryevias. Double Oracle. We'll do a water imbue. And... really doesn't matter. I guess we'll just stick on the magic mitigation. And then with Ignis... oh no, that's not the button we wanted to push. We want to do cooking. On Ignis. Do that with Lid. I'm going to do a longer duration attack and magic break. Then Chow's going to heal. Chow's heal is very good, by the way. We've got 140 MP. We really can't, you know, go too hard into the kit right here. So we're just going to do Flash Luster. Since we're imbued with water now, we're hitting Holy. This will seal the boss for this turn. You know, we stabilized the fight pretty good right here. As long as we can kind of maintain this and, you know, he doesn't get too wild with killing stance, we should be fine. Alrighty, with Chow, whenever he gets done, I want to do his long duration cover. There, and then Ignis. I want to do a double MP recovery. So now we can adequately power up our Fryevias. Get that other tick in. Daylight, Radiance. Daylight, Radiant. Now with Lid, we're going to get a defense and spirit break because we're going to start pushing this guy. And since we didn't really hit the boss, we might have got a holy proc. That's fine. I don't want to take that chance. I want to do a stone and a fire cast. So we know we've got the guy sealed. We've got long duration breaks up. We've got a long duration cover up. We've got Ignis's good mitigation and his resist buff up. Next turn with Ignis, we're probably going to get a stat break protection again because Chow's is going to wear off. and we'll get some magic mitigation back up with Freya. We should be able to start putting some damage on the boss. I think we should still be with the water. Adds water element. We got one more turn of that. That's nice. Let's triple cast. Remember we imbued earlier because we didn't have anything else to do. Go ahead and send this off. Hopefully we hit that 79%. Nice. Let me check the boss's buffs. Make sure he didn't buff his attack and magic because it was turn 3. Sometimes I get negligent on this fight and I don't check that and it hurts. Let's get general mitigation and stat break protection. We'll have Chow do a heal. And Lunafreya can just get us some magic mitigation. And I guess a region would be fine. Looking pretty good so far. I think as long as we can stay lucky with the killing stances, we should be fine. Excuse me. Alright. Check out these buffs, see where he's at. He's got a defense and spirit buff, he's got elemental resist, he's got resistance to both. Attack and magic, so that's no good. No fun. Let's remove that with Jam and Pulse, and then right here we'll go triple Brilliance. See if we can go ahead and push him down to 5%. If not, that's fine too. I don't like hanging this boss, you know, above 5% right there, because it just adds more mana drains, and it just makes the thing a lot less fun to do. It's doable, but it's just not very fun to play against. Check Chow's cover. 2 turns, wonderful. We'll get Lunafreya to seal up. We did Holy. I mean, really doesn't matter what Lunafreya does here. Stone and Fire. Let's see, we're going to get Ignis to do his cooking. That way he can come back next turn and, you know, replenish MP, get our general mitigations and all that stuff. Another thing about this fight, once you get to 5%, not the turn you go to 5%, but on your first turn after 5%, you need to do 5 limit bursts in a row and don't die. You know, it's basically just delaying the fight. It's not very fun, but it is what it is. So take a whole lot of MP drains. That's probably the most damage this boss is going to do to us. My friend unit's in pretty bad shape right there. That was why I gave mine a little bit more resistances. Alright, Chow, how's your cover doing? Got 1 turn on his cover. Let's get Ignis. Do general mitigation and resistances. I guess we'll use Chow's limit burst this turn. No, let's use Lunafreya's limit burst this turn. Let's get Chow to recover. We'll do this with Lid. That way we hit the boss and the breaks stay sealed. And with our DPS, we'll just defend them. Remember, we only have to do 1 limit burst, so we're just trying to hold this out. Thankfully, like I said, the MP drains kind of stopped it. This boss would be a lot harder if he was doing MP drains right now, too. Okay, he did a defense and spirit buff. That's fine. The only thing that we would need to watch out for right there is if he did his attack and magic buff. You know, I'm pretty lucky this round. I haven't, like I'm telling you guys, I have not always been this lucky. Let's see here. We'll do a dark damage, and I guess a holy damage. This might go faster. I just want to make sure that I'm sealing up. And then we'll put long duration attack and magic breaks up. And let's get Lunafray. Is her cooldown back available yet? Yes, it is. Excellent. We'll do a region. And big mitigation cooldown. We'll get Chow to use his limit burst this turn. It doesn't have to be an offensive limit burst either. Which is nice. Chow's going to fill up a whole bunch of MP with his limit burst, which is great. And Ignis, 2 turns on his. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. We'll just keep our mitigations and our resistances up. I'm not even really worried about breaking his defense and spirit as much anymore. It's basically 1 turn from Fryevia can take care of him from this point on. If you don't do this, by the way, you're going to take a zombie, and I'm not saying it makes the third boss impossible, but it makes the third boss much more difficult. I'm sure there's some crazy man out there that's done it. Okay, we're still good there. I guess I could use Ignis's. We'll have Chow. How's this cover look? I'm going to be checking my buffs and debuffs quite a bit on this because, you know, I don't want to mess up. Because if you neglect the cover or, you know, whatever, this fight gets so much more difficult. We'll have Lid go ahead and seal right there. Lunafray. Just do magic mitigation. A lot of this boss fight is like priority stuff too. You know, you want to make sure that, you know, you've got your mitigations in check. You want to make sure that you've got your seals in check. I think it's very easy to make a mistake on this fight as well. And don't worry about counting your limit burst. I'm gonna go ahead and move mine up to 6. 5, 6. Because you'll get an emote telling you that you did it correctly and you can proceed on, basically. Let's get Chow to throw out his heal. Get Lunafray to drop us a limit burst in. I don't know how many I've done. We'll just defend these 2. We'll get Bid to seal again. Or Lid. I always used to taking Bid with us. Let's do mitigation. Do we have the thing? Hey, we've got the is that the thing? Yes, that's a thing. I think mitigation's more important than resist, but they're almost equal. Maybe it's 1 more limit burst. And another thing too, they don't have to be like consecutive. Like if something bad happens and you can't limit burst, don't worry about that as long as you get 5 in. But you are on a counter here, so if you take a long time, sub 5%, I think it's 9 turns, 9 or 10 turns. I'm not entirely sure. He will kill you, just straight up. So he did Undying Force. Nice. I'm already seeing the YouTube comments about the RNG on this fight. Okay, let's use 1 more limit burst. And be careful when you're using your damage dealer's limit burst that you don't accidentally push the boss to 1%. And I want to imperil. That way we can get set up for the kill next turn. I think we're good here. Let's do that. We'll get Chow to recover. Actually, no, I did the thing last time. Yeah, recover's fine. I was worried about my stats. Get cooking. And Lunafray can just magic mitigation. And where are you, Regen? I like how they put the thing that strips all your buffs off, like right there with that Regen ability. Oh no, I took a stat break. It's okay. I've actually done this fight too, and not even like had stat break protection with this guy because I didn't have enough MP with Chow to get it turn 1, so I've done the whole fight with it too. All the attacks. Our resistance probably faded. Looks like it to me. Okay, right here, your heroic acts have dispelled the dread. Good job, guys. Let's go ahead and heal up with Chow. We're ready to transition on to the next boss. Go ahead and summon Carbuncle. Get that out of the way. We should be fine with just one Fryevia. Be fine. I mean, anything you want to do right here, if you want to get some MP back, that's fine. I mean, you should be pretty good transitioning in the next phase. As long as you're full hit points and your mana's good, you'll be alright. Remember, we used 6 limit bursts so far. We used 1 at the start of that fight and then 5 to seal the boss. Now, again, right here, you're RNG with these sigils. Lots of bad things can happen to you. What I like to see is I like to see something that Fid can or Lid can take care of right off the bat and let Lunafray get her mitigations up. It makes surviving with your tank much easier. So let's do the long duration cover and get stat break immunity. And we'll get Ignis to cover or cook. Blah. Can't talk. I think we'll be fine. Let's do the attack and magic AoE break. It's important that you break these sigils every turn. And like I said, I'm hitting fire and earth, so it's going to seal these up quite nicely. I'm basically just trying to save a limit burst right here. Like I could have used a limit burst turn 1 with Lid right there, but I think I'm going to be okay. So we'll do the magic mitigation, and we'll get a regen. We'll just start powering up our Fryevias. Now that Lunafray has got her mitigations out, like she's good to go to seal. So you know, if we need to do that, we're all right. Now this turn 1 is without, you know, the big general mitigation from Ignis, and so Chow should drop pretty low. Hopefully he doesn't die. Oh, he's close. It's kind of a downside because you have to have such elemental coverage to seal, and you know, when I'm using somebody like Lid, I can't just pick 1 or 2 elements to use. I'm hitting it with 4, so I get 4 counterattacks. We need to do Dark and Earth, which I am not set up for. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a limit burst right here. Yeah, I've got Dark. It's on the Necro Dagger. Okay, we're fine. Never mind. I'm crazy. We'll do the general attack and magic break. Sorry. It's late and I'm crazy. Let's get our general mitigation. Get some resistance up. I'm gonna do 2 heals right here because I want to make sure Chow tops off. And then with Lunafray, like I said, if she's not sealing, just let her maintain magic mitigation, because she's going to get in a situation where she has to constantly seal elements. So, you know, make sure that you're keeping that maintained, so whenever she has to do something else, like, you can carry on. That's actually the first time I've seen Dark on the sigil today. Done this fight quite a few times. Alright, go ahead and start chaining off. Now, the damage is going to be pretty slow on this guy. You know, they did buff his stats up pretty considerable. And another thing that he's doing is he's picking up like a defense and spirit buff sometimes an attack and magic buff, and he's elemental resist. He's got like the whole 9 yards, so he's pretty tanky. But as long as you can maintain like your general mitigations, make sure you don't let your cover fall off, Make sure your heals stay good. You know, and your sealing the elements properly, you should be fine. So we've got a lightning one and a dark one. Alright, this is another thing that can happen. Ignis got paralyzed. Fortunately, it's another clutch thing Chow's got. You know, he can take care of that, so Ignis can come down here with his cooking, get us some risotto, and just take care of all that. I'm gonna go ahead and buff. I'll do that next. Let's maintain our general mitigation. We'll get Lid to do her AoE break again. We got to do Thunder with Fryevia. We're ready to go on the boss. Let's check him out, see if he's got... Yeah, see how he does like this full resistance jazz? That's what makes him like pretty tanky in my opinion. What I normally do when I'm fighting this guy is I wait until he doesn't have any of his defensive buffs up, and I drop Lid's Limit Burst, and that lets me do like a whole bunch more damage. And we're saving Limit Burst, like we haven't even used one yet, so you know we're good on that front. We got Water and Ice, that's another Fryevia combo. Let's check Chow's cover out. Got one more turn on that. He can do his faintly healing again. It's his healing's strong. I think a lot of people have underestimated just how good Chow is. I mean, he's not as good as Charlotte. He's not as good as Cecil, but he definitely has his own little place in the world. Just go ahead and break the attack in magic again. We've got a double cast this time with Fryevia. What'd I say I gotta do? Let me look at these sigils. Water and ice. Okay. She's got water innately in her kit, and the ice is coming from the Arcana staff. If I would cast it right. Ice. Water. Ignis. Maintain that mitigation. Do not let that mitigation fall off. It is bad news bears if your mitigation falls off. I would rather live without magic mitigation. Excuse me. I would rather live without magic mitigation than I would general mitigation right here. You can see the boss has got like an AoE physical. No big deal there. Looks like we got fire and ice. And like I said, as long as he's got these resist buffs, I'm not going to use Lid's Limit Burst to do more damage. I'm just going to keep on just going until I get the right opportunity. Okay, it's rebuff time for Aurora Fryevia. Daylight and First Light. Go ahead and send this off. We'll break this lid. What'd I say I gotta do? Ice. Go ahead and do that. I think it's time to recover with Chow. We'll probably pop off this big old buff he's got. I think it's time for Ignis to do some more cooking too. I know this is going to be a longer video, but you know, this boss is sort of technical. He's sort of tanky. Fryevia definitely isn't doing like the best damage anymore. I still think she's really good for this fight. She's very self-sufficient. Wulong could be a thing. We didn't have a lot of luck with Wulong when we was trying him, you know, on the stream Saturday. Maybe it was user error. I don't know. I'm sure people's killing it with Wulong just fine, but I still like Fryevia for this one. Might be a little slower, but works all the same. So it looks like we got ice and wind. This is the situation I was talking about with Lunafreya. Like, she can't do anything but seal right now. You know, so we're kind of dead in the water with our mitigations. Ice. Break the lid. Rebuff lid. Fryevia. And I'll be honest, the only reason I'm other than the fact I like Chow, I'm using Chow is because he does not counter 1,000 bazillion times. Let's get our healing going on. Let's get Mr. Ignis. Oh, wrong button. Let's do general mitigation. Complete some risotto. The other team I took Charlotte, Lid, Polka, and Dr. Aiden, I think it was something like that in Fryevia. I would really like to get Chow some magic mitigation, you know, if these sigils would let up on me. Is it wind and thunder? Right here. This is what I was talking about. See, he's got no buffs. We've already summoned Carbuncle, so you know we're good there. That's number 7. It happened at a good time too, because we're ready to get into our Brilliance casting with Fryevia. Yeah, we push below 50%. What he does below 50% is like AoE does a little bit more damage. He will imbue your guys with elements, so make sure you check your damage dealers. We'll do that. Lightning. Yeah, got the wind. Let's do general mitigation. Resist buff. How's Chow's cover doing? Got 1 turn on his cover. What can we do here? Let's do break immunity and a long duration cover. I'm gonna try to wrap this fight up pretty soon, I feel like. I don't know what the emote is at the top for the imbue. I just noticed my Fryevia's was doing a lot less damage, and I'm like, oh, why is that? And I started looking at their buffs, and I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. He imbues me with random shit, too. Because why not? So we got Earth and Lightning. He just won't let Lunafreya do anything, will he? Let's see. I don't think we should be imbued yet. Adds light. Oh, not yet. Maybe next turn. Go ahead and chain off Brilliance again. Close. Might be able to get him next turn. Let's go ahead and do Saintly Healing. With Lid, we need to make sure we get the AoE seal and break the attack and magic. It's Lightning with Lunafreya. I called her Lunera. Ignis, my man. Best unit in the game. You got 1 turn on your big boy cooldown. We'll just kind of maintain. Oh, I don't know. Let's do these two. It looks like fun. I know we did mitigation last turn, so more stats is always good. This is going into my longest video ever. I think this is a rebuff turn for Fryevia. which is unfortunate. Going off on Ignis. Oh, it's lightning again. I really enjoy that. Check our units here. Adds light. Adds fire. Right there at the bottom. 1 turn of fire. I'm going to be okay with that. Because this is a rebuff turn, I'm not too worried about it. Well, I can't imperil fire anyway, so it really doesn't matter. We're going to have to live with it. Alright, let's get set back up. Or we'll kill the damn boss. Well, there you go. GG's. So we didn't even get the 10 limit burst. I believe we used 7. We evoked Carbuncle. Give you another one. Everybody's still pretty hunky-dory. You don't have to worry about sealing them again. That's that. Fight's over. Not too bad. Really, I feel like phase 3 in this fight, or boss 3, is easy as long as you've got the elemental coverage to handle it. I feel like the RNG on the first 2 bosses is the real big pain in the ass. And if you have to use Charlotte as your tank, those counters are a pain in the ass. Alternative is to get Cecil. You know, I did some tickets this morning. I didn't have any luck on that. I did get a rainbow. It was Pyro Glacial Laswell number. Who gives a flying fuck? And then I did 1 yellow 5k, and I had a rainbow on the first unit, and it was fucking Kefka. So bad luck on me. Maybe by Saturday I'll have 5,000 lapis. We can do a yellow pull on stream. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope I explained this fight well enough to you. Don't be too off-put by the gear that I use. You know, Chow, I think he had 1 really dangerous turn, but for the most part he stayed around 15,000 hit points. This is a difficult boss. Use everything you got so you can get the win. Sinzar's got a full evade clear that is probably the best way to go about doing this. A lot more safe if you can fully evade all that nonsense from the first 2 bosses. And I think he's working on their clear right now, so definitely check those out if this is not for you. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. If you watched the whole thing, thank you so much for staying with me the whole time. You can always make the videos go faster too, by the way. Have a great rest of the week, and if you pulled for Cecil, best of luck to you. I hope you get him. He's awesome. Toodaloo.